Welcome to this SciDocs instructional video on how to automatically install and deploy Solaris on SPARC in the cloud. This video assumes that you already have a user account at SciDocs, so if you don't already have one, you may need to view the instructional video titled How to Create a New User Account at SciDocs. This video is available from the SciDocs knowledge base under the category of instructional videos. You can get to the knowledge base from the SciDocs website by going to the hamburger button on the top left side of the screen next to the SciDocs logo and click on Support and Knowledge Base. So the first step in this process will be to open a browser window and go to scidocs.com. You will see the SciDocs homepage, and in the upper right hand corner of the screen you will see a link labeled Account. So if you press that link labeled Account, and you will see a menu and select Login to log into your account. And the login screen will be displayed where you will enter your email address associated with your user account at SciDocs. So after entering your email address, you're going to press Next and enter your password and then press the login button. Now I have a demo user account that I will use for the purpose of this video, so I will enter video at scidocs.com, and then I'll enter the password associated with that. And then that will log me in. So now I'm logged into my SciDocs account. You of course are going to enter your own email address that you used when you registered for an account at SciDocs, and so you're going to enter that email address and password and then press the login button, and it should come up to your client area similar to this. The account homepage for whatever user you use to log in will be displayed, where you can view several different types of information, including the number of active services that you may have, any invoices that are due, and number of open tickets, and that sort of information. This account is an account that I created specifically for this demonstration, and you can see that I already have one Solaris VM deployed, and we are going to deploy another one during this demo. So the first thing we're going to do here, or in order to do that deployment, we're going to go to the hamburger button again, and we are going to click on Services, and we are going to go to Order New Services, and a new screen will be displayed with the default selection of IBM AIX LPARs. And you will see in this menu on the right hand side there's a link to Solaris VMs, so we're going to click on Solaris VMs, and after clicking on the Solaris VMs you'll see a screen that will display 4 Solaris deployment options or ordering options. And the first two here are Solaris on SPARC. One is a short-term deployment, the other is a monthly reoccurring deployment. And from this screen you can also deploy Solaris on Intel short-term and Solaris on Intel monthly reoccurring. The difference between these two options is that the short-term, the one-time short-term option allows you to lease by the day, week, or up to a month at a time, whereas the monthly reoccurring only allows you to lease by the month and then automatically reoccurs each month. So if you don't want it to reoccur each month, you would select the one-time short-term. If you want it to reoccur every month, then you would select the monthly reoccurring. On the one-time short-term option, which does not reoccur when the lease expires, you can extend or renew the lease at the end of the lease period, but you must manually extend or renew that lease, whereas in the monthly recurring it does that for you automatically. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to order a one-time short-term Solaris on SPARC VM. So I'll press the Order Now button associated with that option. So this is the one I'm going to order, and I'm going to click the Order Now button. And this will display the product configuration screen, which shows the configurable options for a Solaris on SPARC VM. The first option allows you to configure the amount of time you want to lease the Solaris VM, and the options are a day, 2 days, 3, 4 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, up to a month. So you can select however much time that you want to lease. So I'm going to pick 1 day for this demonstration. The next option is the operating system version that you want to deploy, and you can deploy Solaris 11, 4, 3, 2, or 1, and also the Solaris 10 U11 is available as well. So in this demonstration, I'm going to pick Solaris 11.4. And then you can also pick the number of processors. The selection options are 2 or 4 processors. The amount of memory you want, you can go all the way up to 16 gig. I'm going to just choose 4 gig. And then you can choose the amount of storage you want, which is in increments of 50, 100, or 250 gig. And in this demonstration, I'm going to pick 50 gig. So once you have finished selecting the configurable options that you want, then press the large blue button marked Continue at the bottom of the page, and that will put the order in your shopping cart. It will display the review and checkout screen, where it will show you your new order and the options that you selected. You can verify that your order is correct and either edit or remove this item if needed. From this screen, you can continue shopping by pressing the checkout button, or by pressing the continue shopping link here. Or you can, if you press the continue shopping, it's going to let you add more items to your cart, so you can order additional services and do one single checkout when you're done selecting deployments. In this demo, I'm only going to select this one item, and we're only going to deploy this one VM. So for the purpose of this video, I'll press the checkout button to continue with the order for this one single item in the shopping cart. This will display the checkout screen where you can finalize your order. The screen will show the details associated with the user that placed the order and show the payment methods that were configured by the user when they set up their account. You can enter any additional notes or instructions on how you want your Solaris or SPARC VM configured, or if there are some special instructions that you needed associated with your VM, and you can add that to the notes section here. Then you'll need to click the checkbox associated with the terms of service to show that you have read the terms of service, and then after that you can press the complete order button to finalize your order and begin the build out process of your newly ordered Solaris on SPARC VM. And this is going to display the order confirmation screen, and your order number is displayed on this screen. And from this screen, then you can view the new service you just ordered by clicking the button labeled Continue to My Services. This will display a screen that shows the products and services that you have ordered at SciDocs. Since this is the demo user account and then this was a new account, it only has the one previous VM that I had ordered, and you can see that the one we just ordered is here and it is in pending mode, and that means it's in the process of being built out. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to create and configure the Solaris on SPARC VM. So I will pause the video at this point and we'll wait until that VM has been built out and is in the active mode. It will be shown similar to this one, and we'll show the active status. So right now it's in pending, and when it's completed it will show active. So I'll pause the video until that is active and we'll continue from there. I am resuming the video now. The Solaris on SPARC build out is complete. The server is now active and ready for user access. However, we still see this screen showing the Solaris VM is pending, so I will refresh this screen to update that status. So I just told it to refresh, and so now we see that it's showing it is in the active state, and it's showing us actually it's putting these in the order in which they were ordered, so it is actually this one now. It's at the bottom of the list. So it is, this one was the one that was just built out, and it is showing that it is in the active state. So the next question is, how do I access the new Solaris on SPARC VM that was just built? How do you connect to it? So during the build-out process of the Solaris VM, you would have been sent an email to inform you that a support ticket was created containing your connection information. The email contains a direct link to a support ticket on the SciDocs site, so you can check your email, click on the link, and access the support ticket containing your connection information. You could also just go directly to your support tickets by clicking on the hamburger button again. Let's go back to the top of the page. Click on the hamburger button and that opens the menu. The menu should already be open here. And we can click on support and go to tickets. And so here is the support tickets. Here is the new one that was just sent to you. You can see that it is not yet having been read. It is unread. So we can click on that and look at the connection information. It will tell you how to connect to the VM that was just created. But before we go and look at the connection information, let's look at the details of the Solaris VM that was built out. So we're going to go back over to the hamburger button menu. We'll look at services and we'll go to my services, and it will display those VMs, and this is the one that we're interested in. And so we can click on the manage button and it will display information about the Solaris VM. So we can click on more details and it's going to tell us the information that was selected, the configurable options that were selected when we first ordered the VM. So it tells us we leased it for a day, tells us the operating system, the number of processors, memory, and storage that we selected. And now it's giving us information about the expiration date and the terminate date as well. It's telling us at what date and time this VM will expire, and it is also giving us a date and time of when that VM will be terminated. And so there is a grace period between the expire date and the terminate date, just in case you want to renew or extend the VM for more time. You want to lease it for more time. Now, one thing to understand about the expire date and the terminate date is that the VM will expire at this date and time, but it will still exist on the SIDOC systems, and you can then renew the VM for more time. After the terminate date, the VM is removed from the system. It cannot be recovered after the terminate date. So that's important. Those are two important dates to understand. You can recover it after the expiration date. You cannot recover it after the terminate date. So from this manage screen, you can add time to an active lease by extending the server lease. So you can go to this, we're in the manage screen. We're still on that same manage screen, and we can extend the time that we wish to lease a server by pressing that button and filling out the information associated with the with the extend. One thing you don't see in this is a renew. Remember, the difference between the extend and renew is that before the expire date, you can extend a lease. You can add more time to the existing lease. After, and then you would do that here, you can extend it here. After the expire date and before the terminate date, you would have to renew the lease, and that's a different function. And so there would be another option in this page to renew the lease if the time were between the expire date and the terminate date. So now then, let's go to the connection information and look at the let's go to the support tickets, and we will go to the support ticket for the connection information for this VM that was just deployed. So we're going to click on that support ticket, and what it will show you, it will tell you that your Solaris 11.4 on SPARC system, or whatever operating system you chose, was just built, and then it provides you with this information, which tells you the host name, the connection port you should use, a username, a randomly generated username, and a randomly generated password to log into that system. And then it gives you an SSH command line that you could use to connect to that system. Now, if you're using PuTTY or something else, then you'll have to create a connection to the remote system, to your remote VM, using this information, using this connection port, using this host name, this username and password. If you're simply using an SSH client, then you can do something similar to the SSH command that is shown here. So that is it on this video. This video is how to automatically install and deploy a Solaris on SPARC VM in the cloud at SIDOCs. So if you would like some additional information, you can always go to our knowledge base. So go to the menu button, or go to the hamburger button, go to support and knowledge base, and there is lots of information there that tells you how to do certain tasks. There's lots of instructional videos out there. It tells you what services we provide, so there's lots of information that you may be interested in out there. And that is it on this video. Thank you for listening and watching.